When it comes to shooting photo and video on the Sony a7 line of cameras, there is one lens that in my opinion stands head and shoulders above the rest. This lens is also available for other brands as well, so don't tune out if you've not got a Sony camera. If you're on the hunt for your killer first lens or you're upgrading your kit in any way, I'd strongly advise everyone to consider this piece of kit.
So this hasn't started as it meant to. So let me stick this down here. Okay, so it's supposed to come out for sunset. It's cleared a little bit. It was chucking it down about 10 minutes ago. There's a bit of light on the horizon, so fingers crossed we'll get something. But if we don't, I'll still be able to talk about what I'm talking about in this video. Hopefully it'll be okay. Another reason this video didn't start well, you might have noticed the camera was on the floor. I dropped it off the top of my tripod from 5.5 feet up, straight onto the ground with the flippy screen out. It seems all right. I guess I won't know until I get back home, so fingers crossed that this video works. We're gonna have a hike up there, which is just started to get misty. Don't know if that's a good thing or not, but let's crack on and I can talk a bit more about why this is my favorite lens. I'm knackered because I've got to do everything twice. This lens here is the Sigma Art 24 to 70mm f2.8 fit, and it is for a Sony camera. Well, Sigma do these for all major cameras, I think, and it is without a doubt my favourite lens I use at the moment, both photography and video. There are other lenses out there that do vastly different jobs and you can get different creative results with. So I may have other images or clips with different lenses that I prefer. But as far as versatility is concerned, and as someone that spends a lot of time shooting outdoors, this is absolutely number one. Absolutely epic light breaking through behind, so hopefully I can show you what the 24 to 70 does. We've just got to get up to the top of there, and I don't know if there's a path. There is a path, but I just don't know where it is. I don't know if the path is somewhere up there or if it's over there or it's back that way. I think we'll go that way. Now I spend most of my time out and about like this shooting video and photo. So one of the key things I look for in a lens is its versatility, and this thing is incredible. So much so that it stays on my camera, I'd say 90% of the time. Now if you're a wide angle landscape shooter, you need a wider angle than 24mm. This might not be your favorite lens. Same goes for if you're, for instance, a wildlife shooter and you want something with a bit more focal length. Again, if you're a filmmaker, you might prefer to shoot on primes, but as someone that shoots a bit of everything and needs to be able to shoot things quickly, react to things, and get a variety of shots, this lens is absolutely perfect for my needs. Now, one of the main reasons I love this lens is, as I said, its versatility. The fact that I can go from a wide shot to a medium shot to a close-up without having to change lenses at all is absolutely brilliant when you are filming outside. Same for if you're taking photos as well. The fact that it's an f2.8 lens as well means it's capable in low light. Now, I don't own anything that's more than an f2.8. I don't own any f4 lenses. Everything is f2.8 and below. Now, that isn't necessary for everyone, but for my needs and the way that I shoot, it's absolutely crucial that I've got f2.8 available. This thing is absolutely bomb-proof. Like I just said, I dropped my camera with this on earlier today from about this high. It wasn't screwed into the tripod properly, and I went to carry the tripod, fell off, and it seems fine. I don't even know what hit the ground first, whether it was the camera or the lens. Both are okay anyway. Yeah, it's been out in the wettest conditions imaginable as well. I filmed Nigel Danson and his masterclass on Sky 2 years ago, and it just rained and rained and rained. And this thing just performed admirably. It's been out in the freezing cold as well. And yeah, it's completely weather sealed and nothing seems to get in. I say nothing seems to get in. There is a tiny bit of dust kind of on the second element in, and I believe that is a bit of an issue with these lenses. However, I've never noticed it affect image quality at all. And that's something else I want to talk about, the image quality from this. It is absolutely flawless, corner to corner. I love the image that comes out of this, and I've got a number of other Sigma lenses, mainly primes. So because they're all part of the art series, they marry up quite well from a look perspective. Now, I'm not sure you can see it on this, but over my left shoulder there is some light starting to come out. I don't know if there's a bit of cloud on the horizon, or I can't really tell at this point, but it is definitely clearer than it was earlier today. It has been a shocking day. I nearly didn't come out at all, but I'm glad I did, despite the issues I'm having so far. I've just switched lenses so you can see how the picture looks out of this lens. I'm currently shooting at f13, but I think this is sharpest at about f9, but due to the brightness behind me, I've had to crank it up a little bit. And I've already mentioned that this is an f2.8 lens, and I said that f4 is probably enough for quite a lot of people. Having an f2.8 does come at significant disadvantages when it comes to weight and cost. Now, this lens costs, I think it's £1,100 brand new. I think you can pick them up for about £800 to £900, and it weighs just shy of a kilo. I think it's about 960 grams. I'll put the correct figures up here. I'm just doing this from memory. Now, there is a Sony equivalent of this lens, but it is nearly twice the cost, which is one of the main reasons I opted for the Sigma. I think the Sigma represents absolutely amazing value for money. There is a Tamron option as well. Now, I used to own the Tamron, and the Tamron is actually, it's a slightly quirky lens because it's actually a 28 to 75 millimeter. So extra 5mm on the top end was really handy at times. But the fact that it was only 28mm and didn't go down to 24mm really limited it in certain situations. Now, the Tamron lens was about £600, so it was considerably cheaper than the Sigma, and the image quality was pretty good. I had the first generation one though, and the first generation one definitely suffered from some barrel distortion. I think there's a new one out now. I've not tested it, I've not tried it, I've not spoke to anyone that owns it, but I believe they sorted out the barrel distortion issue. As I said though, the main issue I had with the Tamron was that it only went down to 28mm, and that's just not wide enough for it to be as versatile as I want. I'm so often filming with this lens at 24mm, so having the ability to step down to that is crucial to the way that I shoot. We've got a bit of light now, which is absolutely amazing, so I need to wrap this little bit up and start shooting. Now, I just wanted to mention the other lens in this range, which is kind of more versatile but also less versatile, and it's the 24 to 105. Now, the 24 to 105, obviously you've got an extra 35mm of reach in that, which at times is just amazing, because I'm so often swapping out to my 70 to 200. I really feel for how I shoot, I need that f2.8 though, especially when I'm filming. The amount of times I'm filming in bad weather or low light and I need to stop down to 2.8, I don't think I could use an f4 lens all that often just because of that. It's nothing to do with quality, it's certainly nothing to do with build or weight, because I think it's about 60 to 70% lighter, so it'd be definitely easier to carry around in my bag with everything else. It's just that difference in stop. If they could make somehow an f2.8 24 to 105, then that'd be a dream. Maybe they can, I don't know, I've not even investigated it, but I imagine it'd be quite expensive. Anyway, I should probably shoot this, because yeah, it looks like there's a big dip in the cloud. Let's try and do something. I think that's pretty much it as far as light's concerned. It is just grey over there now, so we're not going to get an epic sunset, but I am really pleased to come out because this is such a great location. It's a great place to show off what this can do as well. Just wanted to say a couple more things about it as well that I've not mentioned yet. The build quality of it's just fantastic. It's metal, magnesium, I don't know what they're made of these days. I should probably say I'm not that interested in the technical aspects of it. I just want it to perform. I'm not a pixel peeper. I don't look for the smallest bits of chromatic aberration or vignetting or anything like that. I want it to work, and I want it to work well, and I want it to look good. And this thing ticks all of those boxes. So I'm not really bothered about everything else. It feels good in the hand. It's relatively small for a 24-70. I know the one I used to use on a Canon 5D Mark II was certainly bigger than this and heavier as well. It has got a locking button on the side of it, which I think just prevents you from zooming in. That locks it at 24mm. It's also got a custom AFL button on the side that I think you can map in camera on the Sonys to anything you want. So you can set that to be your autofocus, like in the same way you'd use back button focus. You can set it to face detect. I think you can set it to all sorts of different things. To be honest, I don't actually set it myself. All the controls I use are on the camera. And there's the autofocus, manual focus switch as well. It's got an 82mm thread, which is the same as my G Master 16-35, and I think I've got a couple of others. So as far as filters go and compatibility between them, it's pretty straightforward. There's not an awful lot else to say, really. I'm going to put some images up that I've taken with this. When I pair this though with my R3 for photos and my S3 for video, it's just an absolutely killer lens, and I'm never going to change this. There's no reason for me to upgrade to the more expensive Sony. I know they've just released a new one that I think is a little bit smaller, a version 2 of their 24-70. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever for me to change this for that. I'm delighted with it, and yeah, I think certainly unless the way I shoot or where I shoot changes significantly, I think I'll be using this lens for a very, very, very long time. And just over £1,000, I know it is a lot of money, but when you consider the price of some other lenses, the G Master lenses, for example, this is worth every penny. Okay, I was desperately hoping something might happen, but it is 5 minutes to sunset and it couldn't be grayer. So I'm going to call it a day. Just realised I've not got my head torch, which was stupid, but it should only take me about 50 minutes to get down from where I am, hopefully. So I need to wrap this up really quickly, pack up, I'm going to move on so I get back to the car, and I'm absolutely starving. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was useful to you, because honestly, I'd really recommend this lens to anyone who shoots video or photo on a Sony and like I say, spends time outside and needs to be reactive to stuff. It's just been faultless as far as I'm concerned, and I've really put it through the mill, as I said before. So if you like this video, I'd appreciate if you'd like, and give us a comment below, let me know what you think, and let me know what your favourite lens is as well. I think it's always good that we recommend different things to each other. So thanks very much, and I will see you next time.